Good evening, everyone. We have a nice looking day on tap for Tuesday. Monday was pretty good. Our next storm system on Wednesday. It's not looking good Wednesday. Wednesday's our next storm system. Hope everybody's doing okay tonight. Monday evening, here we are. It's about 7:40 or so. We topped out in the mid to upper 40s today. Tomorrow we'll have highs around 40 degrees, a lot of sunshine. I think tomorrow's one of the nicer days we have this week. Our next weather maker moves in on Wednesday, and that one should bring primarily rain and wind. Wind is going to be the big story. I think there'll be enough wind for some power outages, and that'll be late in the day. A quick update on that Wednesday storm. I think I want to highlight the time frame 4 p.m. to about 9 p.m. for our strongest winds. We'll get some gusts at times 40 to 50 miles per hour. All right, let's waste no time and get into the forecast here. It's going to be a pretty quick Facebook Live tonight. I want to show you first the time lapse from our Old Orchard Beach Pier Cam today. Notice a nice little sunset right there. Sunset was at 6 minutes past 4 o'clock. Earliest sunset of the entire year is late next week. It's on December 9th. It's 3 minutes past 4 o'clock. So we're getting to that part of the season. Shortest day is still on the solstice, of course, later in the month. But earliest sunset is next week. Looking forward to that. Temps are running in the 30s, upper 30s for most areas right now, some mid 30s over the interior. Today, of course, we topped out in the mid to upper 40s. Pretty good looking day out there today. There were some clouds from time to time, but overall, it was just a pretty quiet looking Monday out there. Doppler HD is nice and quiet with a clear sky. Tonight, temps should cool pretty quickly. Our next weather maker is this guy off to our west. See this area of low pressure? There's a big area of low pressure up into southern parts of Alberta and Saskatchewan. There's a front right out in here. And some of this is going to make some headway into our area, and the time frame for that is going to be on Wednesday. So tomorrow it's moving through the Mississippi River Valley. No problems weather-wise tomorrow. The area of concern comes late on Wednesday. I want to highlight 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Wednesday for our strongest winds. There might be a little bit of drizzle in the morning Wednesday, but I think there'll be a lot of dry hours, at least during the morning hours. The afternoon and evening, heavy rainfall moves in. We're probably looking at a half an inch to an inch and a quarter of rain with some heavy downpours likely for Wednesday night, early Wednesday night here. That's about 6 p.m. So I think the most of the action is probably a little after sunset on Wednesday. Few items of concern. One, heavy rain. The bigger item of concern will be the wind out of the south. It's a southerly component to the wind. It's going to be cranking. Look for some gusts. Probably 40 to 50 miles per hour. That's enough for some power outages. The front moves through for our late Wednesday night, probably midnight or so. And it's windy, but from a different direction on Thursday. Notice the wind is out of the west that day. There'll be lake effect snow to our west. And I think Thursday will probably feature at times more clouds than sun. But strongest wind will still be reserved for Wednesday evening. Let's go hour by hour, town by town on the storm tracker here. Notice 7 a.m. we're out of the gates with temps running in the 20s tomorrow. It's a pretty quiet start to the day. Grab a jacket, maybe some gloves and mittens. Tomorrow's going to be a cool start. The key to tomorrow's forecast, light winds. So you see those upper 30s to around 40. You can kind of disregard that because it's a nice feeling day. We should be near 40 degrees for a high temperature. I think tomorrow is one of the nicest days we have this week. Look for temperatures around 40 for a high. And again, wind is not going to be an issue at all for our Tuesday. Things start to change on Wednesday now. Notice lower clouds, they're thickening up during the morning. Now, I think there is a possibility with an onshore wind that we probably will be dealing with the potential for maybe even a little bit of drizzle during the morning hours on Wednesday. Any precipitation that falls on Wednesday will be very light. And one thing I want to keep an eye on will be if we get any of that drizzle, some of these temperatures. Look at that. So there may be a few spots that may be dealing with some icy spots early Wednesday if we get into that light precipitation, predominantly drizzle. And then it's almost the exact opposite by afternoon and evening. The wind starts cranking. It's going to mix up our atmosphere. So any of the cooler temperatures we had earlier in the morning, they're long gone. We should be in the 50s. That might be a little generous, mid 50s, but I think at least low 50s will be common. That's about 7 p.m. And we're probably dealing with our strongest wind in this window as well. Winds will be right out of the south, maybe south-southeast, and they'll be cranking at times with gusts maybe up to 50 miles per hour. That's enough for some scattered power outages. If this was 2 months ago with leaves on the trees, there would be a lot of power outages. There's no question in my mind that would be a big story. But with leaves off the trees, that helps us out a little bit. Even with leaves off the trees, though, I think I prepare for at least some power outages late on Wednesday. it has a wind advisory written all over it. There are no advisories issued just yet, but there probably will be some advisories by probably this time tomorrow night. Winds will shift over to the west, and they'll gust at times probably around 30 miles per hour on Thursday. There they are. We lost our temperatures right there, but it looks like we will have temperatures running around 40 degrees. See some of the snow showers to the west? Remember a few weeks ago, we had those lake effect snow showers that made their way all the way into Maine, New Hampshire from Lake Ontario. Well, I think some of that looks likely again on Thursday. Cooler air starts to move in Thursday. Let's highlight our wind for a moment here. If you're just joining us on the Facebook Live, first, thanks for joining us. Second, I want to talk a little bit about the wind and reiterate that time range we're watching, 4 p.m. to about 9 p.m. So it's in that window. We're probably going to get some gusts around 40 to 50 miles per hour. So notice at 5 p.m., there are a lot of gusts here, 35 to 45 miles per hour. Strongest wind should be near the coastline and over the higher elevations. Also note, I put the cold front on the map here just to show you out ahead of the front, the winds will be out of the south. Behind the front, the wind shifts over to the west, and it's probably just ahead of this front that we'll get our strongest wind gusts. So here we are at about 7 p.m. The front is approaching. It's moving through New Hampshire. Winds will be out of the south here, and we're probably dealing with some gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour. And usually that's enough for some outages. So again, 7 p.m. or so, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., that's the window. Notice the back edge of the strongest winds out of the south start to shift over toward Penobscot Bay at about 9:30 or so on Wednesday. And again, this is not tomorrow, this is Wednesday. And then winds shift over to the west and drier air starts to move in. So we will start to see some improvement in that window right there. 1 o'clock in the afternoon Thursday, we're still dealing with some gusts over 30 miles per hour, but it's a different wind direction. It's a westerly wind direction going into Thursday. And we'll probably see at least a little sun during the morning, but it's a mixture of clouds and sun, I think. The two warmest days we have in the forecast are our wettest days. So at first glance, you say, okay, 50 degrees, looks great, right? The answer to that is probably no, it's not great, just because we have some rain and wind to talk about. And that will be Wednesday and again on Saturday. Our next storm system Saturday will probably not be a big one, but it looks like showers and windy conditions move back in there. That's your coastal forecast. Inland towns where temperatures are a little bit cooler. Let me get my mug out of the way so we can see the whole 7-day forecast. There they are with temperatures for the most part running in the 20s and 30s for lows, some 30s and 40s for highs, and 2 days there with highs around 50 degrees. So if you're just joining us on the Facebook Live, one more time, I want to run through the timing of this, and then we'll take a look at some of your questions after this. Hopefully I've answered all your questions. Maybe not. Hope everybody's having a nice Monday evening. 20s to start the day tomorrow. No problems on Tuesday. I think you're going to enjoy your Tuesday. In fact, I plan on spending most of my morning and early afternoon outdoors on Tuesday just because it's going to be delightful. A little cool, but no wind. That's the key to tomorrow's forecast. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we're in the upper 30s. I think we'll at least touch 40 degrees for high for a lot of towns. Clouds thicken up tomorrow night. There might be a little bit of drizzle during the morning on Wednesday. I want to keep an eye on that just because temperatures will be running in the low 30s in some spots here. But the lion's share of our rainfall is late afternoon through early nighttime hours on Wednesday. This is going to be the main event. Notice 7 p.m., the winds will be cranking out of the south. We'll get some gusts at times 40 to 50 miles per hour. And that's enough for some power outages. So there probably will be enough wind for some power outages. If this was 2 months ago, it'd be a much different scenario with leaves on the trees. But with leaves off the trees, I think we're in a much better setup here. Regardless, though, I mean, that's a pretty respectable wind. If we get gusts for 50, maybe 55 miles per hour, I think this has wind advisory written all over it for our second half of Wednesday and into Wednesday night. All right, let's check out some of the questions here on the Facebook. We have Travis, doesn't want to hear that. Yeah, you're in Maine, you should be used to it. Yeah, I guess we should be, right? Hey, it's November, right? We always get a big storm in October and November. Troy says Taco Tuesday. That sounds like a good idea. I like it. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Good weather for Taco Tuesday, Troy. All right. Everybody's all right. Travis says never. All right. Good stuff here, guys. Thanks for checking in on the Facebook Live. We'll have more updates, of course, coming up tomorrow on this Wednesday storm system. No weather-related problems tomorrow. It looks like our Wednesday system will be late in the day and heading into Wednesday night. All right, in the near term, enjoy your night. More updates on Fox 23 at 10 and CBS 13 at 11. We'll see you then. Have a nice night.